Welcome back to the Black Hills and Eastern Railroad. Today we're going to take a ride on the D&I Railroad. D&I Railroad is a classy short line in my area of southeast South Dakota and northwest Iowa. The railroad hauls aggregates for parent company LG Everest, ag products, and other items that go over rail. Specifically, we're going to take a look at a trio of SD40-2s that are Missouri Pacific alums that went on to service in other places, Union Pacific, and finally on the D&I Railroad. I custom painted these three SD40-2s quite some time ago. To this day, there's been, to my knowledge, no SD40-2 done in HO scale in plastic by any manufacturer. There's been the SD39 that Athearn has done in both the Movie Star paint, the Faux Rio Grande, and the D&I colors that like you see here, and they've done a couple of different flavors of GP50s. But no SD40-2s to date. I'm not sure why. Maybe they're trying to recoup their costs on the other two for the time being, and there's too much other stuff to do on the SD40-2. I'm not sure. So again, these are former Missouri Pacific units that were acquired by Union Pacific in 1982 with their acquisition of the entire railroad. D&I 3029 was manufactured as Missouri Pacific 6041. D&I 3030 was MP 6052, and D&I 3031 was Missouri Pacific 3172. There is evidence to suggest this was a CP unit for a brief time at least, but I can find no evidence that it was ever painted red. It did serve CP the way it looks as a Union Pacific painted unit, but it did receive the CP lettering. So you can see that I did some unit-specific detail work here. Namely, the air horn placement is different from unit to unit, and I suppose those are differences that cropped up maybe due to the brief time on CP. I'm not exactly sure. You'll see that the air horn is mounted forward on the 3030 and the 3029. The 3031, which was the actual CP unit, has the air horn mounted back on the radiator section. I'm not sure when that happened. But that's the way the photographs pointed out to me to apply the details. I applied all these details before paint. So we've got the Details West plow here, the Details West MU hoses, Detail Associates lift rings, and then of course the air horns. I'm pretty sure those are Details West parts. And then I believe these noses with the ratchet brakes, those are probably Canon Company short noses that I applied there because I needed those to be a brake wheel style, whereas the 3031 has the ratchet style brake as seen on the stock Kato tooling, their early tooling. And that was a railroad option. That wasn't necessarily era specific. That was more of a the railroad specifies as they're built. And I'm not sure why Missouri Pacific would have changed. It probably was due to what orders and who specified the units that perhaps they tacked on. I'm really not sure. And also I see that I had applied wire grab irons to both the front and the back. These are basically stock Kato units except for all the detail parts put on. And also I just remembered here that I also apply brass A-line sunshades because the plastic sunshades that come with Kato units tend to not be very durable. These brass sunshades hold up a lot better under handling, and overall I find that they look a little better because they're a little finer anyway. The remainder of the units are stock, obviously besides the paint and details. Insides, they are equipped with Digitrax DH163P decoders, and those seem to work fine. I don't have any extra lighting effects or anything like that on here that I'm using, but that decoder works well in this situation. Then on to the paint and decals. The yellow here after having applied all the detail work, or most of the detail, I applied, I believe it's Tester's Insignia yellow acrylic that I used for this yellow here. It seems to get the job pretty well. It's just orange enough to kind of match the D&I units that are out there on the road. They tend to keep their units pretty clean and paint pretty fresh, so it doesn't really have a chance to fade much. Occasionally, you'll see a secondhand unit working for another outfit or a private owner that won't be quite as fresh as these. But in general, if you go up to Del Rapids or you see these out on the line between Del Rapids, Sioux Falls, and Sioux City, they're pretty sharp most of the time. So the yellow, and then poly S engine black for the black areas on here, and then the remainder of the coloring here is a mix of microscale decals. And the D&I Herald, I actually printed on Vitacal paper with an inkjet printer for myself a long time ago. I know that Matt Welke is offering D&I decals now through his Circus City decal service. He does a great job. If you want D&I engines and you want to paint them yourself, that's absolutely the way to go these days. With a mix, obviously, of the microscale decals, the striping, and the numbering and stuff to supplement what your needs are. Thank you for watching this episode of Black Hills and Eastern Railroad. I hope you enjoyed seeing these units and the walkthrough of the project. I had fun putting these together. This has been quite a while back, probably upwards of 12 or 15 years ago I did these. They still hold up pretty well with the advent of scale trains and all that kind of thing. They certainly run as well as the scale trains do. And I'm proud to have them. I'm proud to be call some of the members of the D&I Railroad family my friends, and it's nice to have such a classy short line in our area. Thanks for watching. Click that like button if you like the content, and we'll see you in the next one.